Okay, I just wanted to give you a few more examples of how to solve problems like we did on your lesson video. So we start out with this first problem. 3 plus 4.5 times 2d minus 3 equals 7.5. So in this problem, the first thing we do is my distributive property. Remember, all the distributive property is when I take this number that's outside of my parentheses, multiply it with the numbers that are inside my parentheses. I like to draw arrows to help me remember what I am multiplying. So when I do my distributive property, I get 3 plus 9d, 4.5 times 2, minus 13.5, 4.5 times negative 3 equals 7.5. Again, my distributive property, you notice I wrote it out here so you can see what it was, but this is the abbreviation I will usually use for it. Come down to our next line, and we're just going to combine like terms. So we see here, we had a 3 over here and a negative 13.5 over here. That became negative 10.5 plus 9d equals 7.5, and this was combining like terms. CLT is the abbreviation I'll use for that. Next, I decided to add 10.5 to both sides. That's how I get rid of my negative 10.5, is by adding 10.5 to both sides. So you see how here in red I did my adding of 10.5 to both sides. APE, I did my addition property of equality, and APE is the abbreviation that I will use for it. Then, I once again combine my like terms. These ones right here ended up equaling 0, so all I'm left with here is the 9d. 7.5 plus 10.5 gives me 18. Down to my next line, and I'm going to use my division property of equality, DPE. I'm going to divide by 9, so you notice I put the number I'm divided by here. You don't have to write out the whole thing, though. So here I have 9d divided by 9 equals 18 divided by 9. Come down to my next one, and I simplify. When I do multiplication or division, that is called simplifying. When I simplify, I get d equals 2. Okay, so let's go on to another problem. So here I have negative 2 times x minus 5 equals 6 times 2 minus 0.5x. So the first thing I do is my distributive property. So if you'll see, I did negative 2 times x to get negative 2x. Negative 2 times negative 5 to get 10. 6 times 2 gives me 12. 6 times negative 0.5x gave me negative 3x. My next one. I remember I'm trying to get all of my numbers on one side and all my variables on the other, so I decided to subtract 10 from this. So I subtracted 10 from both sides. On the left side, when I combine my plus 10 minus 10, they go away. I get negative 2x equals 12 minus 10 gave me 2 minus 3x. Next, I added 3x to both sides. That will get rid of that 3x there. So I have negative 2x plus 3x equals 2 minus 3x plus 3x. Again, that's subtraction property of equality. Oh, that should be addition property of equality, because I am adding the 3x to both sides. So let's just do a little cross out here. That should be addition property of equality. We all make mistakes. So I come down to my next slide. You can see that once I simplified this, negative 2x plus 3x gave me x. Here these canceled, I'm left with 2. So I get x equals 2. Another problem. Here I have 8 times 3 minus y equals 4y. First thing we do again is my distributive property. So 8 times 3 gives me 24. 8 times negative y gave me negative 8y equals 4y. Then I decided to add 8y on both sides. I did that to get rid of this minus 8y. Come down. You can see when I combine my like terms, over here these go away. You're left with 24. On the right side, 4y plus 8y gives me 12y. So I'm still multiplying, you notice. I still have a 12y, So I'm going to get rid of that by dividing both sides by 12. So 24 divided by 12 equals 12y divided by 12. And so I get 2 equals y. Once I get to that point, I'm done. As soon as I have a number equals my variable with no coefficient, I am done. Let's go one final problem to look at. So here I have 2x plus 4 equals negative times negative 7x plus 6. So this happens sometimes where we just have a negative out here. It's like there's a negative 1. So the first thing we're going to do is distribute. So we have to distribute this negative to the negative 7x and to the positive 6. So you notice negative times negative 7x gave me positive 7x. Negative times positive 6 gave me negative 6. My next step, I added 6 to both sides. So 2x plus 4 plus 6 equals 7x minus 6 plus 6. So, when I collect my like terms, 4 plus 6 gave me 10. Negative 6 plus 6, it went away. So I have 2x plus 10 equals 7x. Next, I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. So I have 2x minus 2x plus 10 equals 7x minus 2x. When I combine my like terms, I end up with 10 equals 5x. 7x minus 2x. Next, I'm going to divide both sides by 5 using my division property of equality. So 10 divided by 5 equals 5x divided by 5. And that gives me 2 equals x when I simplify it. And that's it for extra example.